What is up, guys? So I've come down here to Ham Common to show you my latest purchase. This is a Honda CB750 1982 double overhead cam. It's made the same year I was born, and it's got about 42,000 miles on it. It's absolutely beautiful. I've put about 200 miles on it so far, and it's been pretty much flawless, to be honest. It's only got 4 gears at the moment. I need to have a little look at that and try and work out what's going on. And it does need a bit of general tidying up. A few bits that immediately catch my attention. First of all, up here, the handlebars are a complete mess. They're covered in junk. You know, there's just so many switches and dials and fuses, and what is there isn't in particularly good condition. So I'm going to have a look at that, see if I can tidy it up. That's going to be the first task. Secondly, I want to change this chap. This front fender is just enormous. It just really over dominates the bike. Doesn't really need to be there in quite such a big proportion. So I'm going to trim that down, probably get a little aluminium cafe racer type one on there. These covers at the back, unfortunately you can't really see it from this angle, but one of those has got a big crack in it. I was quite fond of these. They're quite nice and retro, but alas, they're going to have to go. Further back, this wheel, it's not too bad really. I'm going to get rid of the chain guard on it, give it a good clean up. I actually quite like the colour. It's quite retro. I don't want to make the bike look like it's fresh off the production line. I want it to look like it's something from the 80s, and it's got a bit of character to it. Up here, this tank, well, that's going to stay. I'm very tempted to actually leave it in the colour it is. I really like it. It's nice and retro. And I just think the colours really suit the bike. You know, it's nice and 80s. It's a much higher finish than I could probably achieve on my own. It's got a little bit of patina to it, which I really like. I really don't want this bike to look like it is brand new. I want to keep some of the character of it. The fact that it is a little bit ratty, a bit rough around the edges. I'm trying to keep as much of that as possible, really. So coming around to the back of the bike, just here, this seat is enormous. I mean, it completely dominates the bike. That's what your eyes immediately get drawn to. I want to balance it out. This rear seat, it really needs to go. It needs to be reduced in size a little bit, bring the bike back into proportion. You know, the biggest feature on this bike should be that enormous double overhead cam 4-cylinder engine, and it's just getting overtaken by all the bodywork, so that's going to get changed. Well, after that was filmed, I had a couple of minor disasters. Good news is I got the bike up and running. It wouldn't jump start from my car. It turned out my car battery was dead, so I needed a new car battery, and then the battery on this thing is on its last legs as well, so that was quite expensive. Fortunately, I managed to go out and get one of these at short notice, 12 volt car charger. They got this thing up and running, so I managed to get it to a shed. Then the beast from the east hit. That stopped me finishing off this video for a couple of weeks, to be honest. I was hoping to get some nice drone shots, some nice scenic pictures out riding. It just didn't happen with the weather. We had several inches of snow pretty much every day here. Just put a kibosh and any of that sort of stuff. And then they say bad luck comes in threes. I managed to slip a disc in my back. It meant I was off work for 3 weeks. I haven't been able to lift anything, obviously, and I've hardly been able to move most of the time. So that has put the progress back somewhat. I'm feeling a lot better now though. I've seen consultants, I've seen physios, and I'm feeling an awful lot better. As you can see behind me, I have done some work on the bike. The handlebars have been swapped over, and the fuse box is in the process of being rewired. You can see a new unit here. It's going to be hidden down here under the seat. I'll tidy up the front end. There's a video coming very soon showing that. On the handlebars generally, new throttle, new switch is going in up there. Looking at getting a new speedo put on it in the next couple of weeks, all being well, new headlights, and just a general clean up and strip down of some of the redundant bits on this frame, just trying to tidy it up a bit. So, it's been a brief video, but if you like the look of the bike and you like the look of seeing what happens with it, hit the subscribe button below, I'd be really grateful. And if you have liked it, hit that thumbs up button.